Namaskar. You are welcome to the Public Global. And as usual, requested to please like the channel, subscribe the channel, and like the program. And at the same time, you are supposed to share it to your friends, so that an opinion building process must be started among our groups, among the citizen groups, among the civil societies. But now, as a political analyst, so I must feel that the political analysis is incomplete if there is not supported by the social analysis of the civil societies. People are not supporting political analysis, then it will not be so fruitful. So because what we are doing, we are not doing for the political classes or the ruling classes of our time, but what we are, people like me is always trying to help the civil society, to attract the civil society towards important program, important points of talking points, important issues which our time is facing. So, and that is our intention, and that is our concern also, that we must start a point, we must start to make opinion from the ground level, from the lower level of the society, so that a audible situation, the audible sound must be created, that can be cared by the ruling class or the political class of the country. So there is a dilemma. This the political class and the social class, and we are facing. So, but the quality of the politics and the quality of the politics always determines and defines the quality of a democratic process, and not only the democratic process, but the quality of the judgments, quality of the judicial process is also being determined by the political quality, actually, because the political quality is the main product, having the main resource, having the main power from the public itself. But if the public not aware for their role, how they can protect ourselves, our issues, and to help themselves. We are supposed to help ourselves. So now, and with this disclaimer, with this approach, we always try to analyze the political situation of our country, for the benefit of the civil society, for the benefit of the people at large, not for the benefit of the political parties or the ruling class. So that must be a very clear connotation from our side, from my side also. Then what is the political situation now we are facing? The Rahul Gandhi and the Prime Minister. Yes, why we are talking about the Rahul Gandhi? Because the Rahul Gandhi, the leader of opposition, is the only source of hope we are finding there, because the deterioration of quality of democracy is so high and is so dangerous that we have to find out some ways. And there was some threat and some kind of fear. The atmosphere of fear was there. So we must have to think over that. Now Rahul Gandhi is planning for Gujarat Yatra, and is trying to make a Yatra Gujarat under the permission 2027. So now why he's chosen Gujarat? Someday before he was in Bihar, and Bihar is the voting right protection, or voter Adhikar Yatra he performed, and the Nitish Kumar government is not was very favorable to him, and the condition was not like that. So some notorious people were there also, who has been abused. I don't want to discuss much, but some abusing position, the language was used for our very honorable mother of our Prime Minister, and it has been made an issue, and the government should take then Nitish Kumar must have taken some stand on that this should not be allowed in the political environment, because for that the Rahul Gandhi was not at fault, and not only Rahul Gandhi, no leader was at fault. They were not supporting such kind of use of language, the filthy language. But the Nitish Kumar, being a chief minister and being a leader of a certain very important stream of our political situation, of the political environment of India, the Samajwadi, he must have some say, opinion, clear-cut say that this cannot be done with the democracy, because everybody is fighting for the betterment of Bihar or the betterment of the people, and this kind of the language, the misuse of the language should not have been allowed. And this tendency has been has been arrested by the chief minister. Must have some opinion, some say about this, but he was not. But so Rahul Gandhi, now the Prime Minister, will be in Bihar. And we are all expecting some information will come from Bihar. But the Rahul Gandhi, the main issue, the Rahul Gandhi is moving in the yatra of Gujarat itself. The Gujarat, why Gujarat? Because Gujarat is a state of our home state of our Prime Minister and Home Minister, Gujarat, and the Congress is performing very bad in Gujarat. And their situation is not like the Sangathan season worse. To 2025, they have been announced by the Congress party. Sangathan season worse, they want to create their organization at fresh. The Rahul Gandhi, when he was visiting earlier to Gujarat, he was talking about the racing horse and the dancing horse. The phrase has been coined from Gujarat itself. So, but if you have all the horses only of dancing horses and not the racing horse, then how you can participate in the race with hope? But situation is not like that. But just I am telling that in Congress will have to face very adverse situation in Gujarat itself. Now the Shakti Gohil has resigned as some bypoll was there, and the Congress lost that also, and the Aam Aadmi Party instead on the case on the election. So that is the problem, that now Jignesh Mevani is there, one of the most important and vibrant leader of Congress party. But Jignesh Mevani is always having some say only on the issue of the his backward and oppressed classes. Yes, that is true. He is supposed to do that. But every issue cannot be viewed with the eye of the requirement of the that community, the oppressed classes. So there are some the general situations also, some general issues also that should have been taken care of by the leader of the Congress party. As the leader of the Congress party, he was leaders like Jignesh Mevani. I think I appreciate his politics, but I hope that he must take care of all the political voices of the different communities of the country, different community of the Gujarat. But he is not in a position to do that, or the people are blaming him that he is not taking all the aspects of the politics. The only one aspect of the politics is under his consideration. So people are blaming that. So when you are when one is at the defeating mode and the defeat side, always the BG, the blame game always take is general rule is that of the blame game. Everybody is blaming each other, but nobody is there to share their own problem, their own situation, the adverse situation the Gujarat, the Congress is facing. Anyway, the Congress has only the 17 seat, and the Aam Aadmi Party was there to as his presence badly affected the Congress party, the role of Congress party. But that all are the part of the history. And now what is there? So he is making his mission. And there are some problem with the Gujarat Congress or the Gujarat situation, because they are involved in so many business activities are there. So the business community is facing such kind of problem that they cannot just come from that trap. So that is there. So, but what people like me and others, you can also make a point. If the central politics, if the power of the central is not the power composition of the central government or the government, union government or the government of India, whatever they may be, if, I am not keen to call it a central government because I just like to call it the union government of India, and that is the real the constitutional position, the union government of India. That composition is not balanced. That composition is not being settled, being directed as per the constitutional provisions, the constitutional directions. If that is not there, then the problem is not in a position. We are not in a position to have some resolve, some resolution, some solution of our time and our problem. So the central composition of the Union Government of India must have some balancing situation. I am not in a mood. I am not saying that some parties should lose or some parties should win and some parties should come into power or some parties should not come into power. The public opinion is also, yes, the public opinion is like that. The composition of the Union Government of India should be such like that the imbalances cannot be supported by the power segment, by the government. And the imbalances and the favoritism is a more dangerous thing in our this time, because the nepotism and any kind of bhai bhatijabad and anything cannot be kept hidden. We have seen it in our neighboring. There are so many UN cry. We have seen it. What happened in our Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, and now our most favored neighbor Nepal. What they are feeling that, and by all sort of composition, yes, there are some differences from Nepal situation and the situation of India. Yes, there are some important differences, but there are some important formalities also. So that is not like that. So our representative must be careful about the situation. If you are not in a position to hear the voices of the constitution or the solution, we cannot we cannot derive a solution from our constitution, then it will be a problematic situation for our system. So now, but we are some of time we are just feeling like that. Just the Buck Supreme Court decision has taken has announced by the court, and that is interim order also. And the actually hearing has been completed some time ago, and the decision was kept reserved. But now that has been announced, and that too is the interim order. Now it is a matter of satisfaction that that order has come, and the people are analyzing it, taking it into account. What will be the the situation of the proposed law is there, what relaxation is there, or what have not been guaranteed. The people will take a study, but it seems in first sight that much is not there and everything is not had been made clear. But the Supreme Court is not. Sometimes we can feel as a citizen. The Supreme Court is not even keen to adapt the way of the justice, but the judicious way, but the way of the solution, division, and the compromising situation. The compromising is not solution. To accept the compromising situation may not be called all the time the judicious situation. If our system change the title suit into the partisan suit, you have changed. You have authority. You have changed the title suit into a partisan suit and given your judgment with the motivation of the God and the Supreme. The worship place has been decided, and the law passed for that has not been honored by the power group, the power segment, and that is there are some problem, and like that how agency, a constitutional agency, can challenge the constitutional position of the Supreme Court. When by submitting a affidavit, you are telling that some important institution telling that the Supreme Court is not supposed to interfere in their work. Is Supreme Court there to interfere their work? No. Supreme Court is not interfering. We must appreciate that our Supreme Court is doing something. Sometimes we may agree or we may not agree, but the Supreme Court of India is always taking some point like that. The balancing factor is Supreme Court. Supreme Court has declared that yes. So you have every authority to decide the being a constitutional agency. You have every right to decide the electoral process and everything. But if the fundamental rights of the citizens is being compromised or being affected adversely, then Supreme Court is supposed to take care of all those situations. All those irregularities must be corrected by the Supreme Court, and some suggestions will be there, and we have to accept it. The Supreme Court is very much clear in their point. They are not interfering in the working of, in the functioning of the Election Commission, because the Election Commission itself is a constitutional body, and Supreme Court cannot, and Supreme Court are not doing that. But when the fundamental right of the citizens come into the light, that if the fundamental rights of the citizens are not being honored by the state agencies, the constitutional agencies, then that is only the situation like a constitutional breakdown. If that is not constitutional breakdown, then what is constitutional breakdown? It is yet to be defined and determined by the learned lawyers and our judge. As a citizen, what we feel, what I feel, and what people like me who is legally illiterate. Most of the same, we are not legally qualified to discuss all these things, but we have qualified to feel proud of the India. We feel to have a constitutional provision of the humanistic approach of all our situation. So by that pride, I must expect that the fundamental rights provided by the Constitution of India should not be compromised on the basis of class, sex, creed, so whatever the basics should be there, and so it cannot be. But the situation is doing like that. So in that case, the Supreme Court is also, and not only Supreme Court, every court is also to look into the matter that imbalances and the favoritism or nepotism in any shape by this way or that way should not be occurred. So now what we want to opine is our people must think over the point that what Supreme Court is doing, with all humiliation, and I must submit that what Supreme Court is doing, whether it may be in our favor or may not favor to us, to any part of the people, but that must be honored in all the cases, and all the agencies should take care of that, because one of our vice president now is down to office, told that the judiciary is most supremacy of judiciary is not there. Supremacy of the houses of the parliament is there. They were talking like that about his challenge. He was named as the 142, and Article 142 is like a nuclear missile in the hand of available in the hand of Supreme Court 24/7. No, not like that. Sir, that is, sorry to say, that is not nuclear weapon or nuclear missile in the hand of Supreme Court to show their power. Only that is there. That is the great release to protect the right of citizens itself. So there are so many important cases in the Supreme Court. So we must, as a citizen, we must start opinion. You may be differ from our opinion, or your opinion must be some different, but you must have a confirmed opinion. A determination must be there towards the honors and respect of all our institutions and our political bosses. What they are doing, that must be scrutinized. So we should try to take their activities on public radar. Thank you very much. So please like the program and subscribe to the channel. And as usual, I request you to please share it to your friends. Thank you very much.